She was running down a lonely road under heavy rain, clutching her belly in pain. The contractions were coming fast, too fast. Desperate, she waved at passing cars, begging someone to help. But no one stopped until a sleek black car screeched to a halt. A man with sharp features and cold eyes stepped out. "Get in," he said reluctantly. Inside his car, her cries grew louder, and before he could react, a baby's first scream filled the air. His car seat was soaked, and his perfect world shattered. She fainted in exhaustion. At the hospital, the doctor handed her the newborn and asked who the father was. She had no one. No family. No name to give. The stranger who had helped her looked away, unsure what had just happened. Neither of them knew that this moment, this accident, would tie their lives together forever. When the man's father stormed into the hospital, furious about his son's latest scandal, he accused him of being irresponsible again. In a desperate attempt to protect the woman and her baby, and to keep his inheritance, the man suddenly said, "She's my fiancée." Shocked, the father approved, setting the wedding for the next week. Later, in his mansion, the woman stood holding her child, confused and frightened. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. "Because if I don't marry you, my father will disown me, and they'll take your baby away," he replied coldly. "Marry me, and you both stay safe." She hesitated, realizing she had no other choice. "Fine," she whispered. He smirked. "You can sleep on the floor." It wasn't love, not yet, but something unspoken had begun to move between them. The next morning, the mansion buzzed with servants, designers, and whispers. The man's father didn't believe his son could love such a woman, poor, unpolished, and broken. "We'll make you look worthy of him," said a stylist, dragging her away from her baby. She cried out for her child, but no one listened. Later, when she finally found her son in the arms of the old man, the groom's father, she froze. The old man held the baby tenderly, almost lovingly. His eyes softened, as if the child reminded him of something, or someone, lost. That night, as she stared through the window, she felt trapped in a golden cage. The stranger, once cold and distant, watched her silently. "You'll thank me one day," he said. "For what?" she asked bitterly. "For saving you." He didn't know he was saving himself too. One evening, as the wedding day neared, the two found themselves alone. The baby wouldn't stop crying, and despite their fights, they worked together to soothe him. Between laughter and sleepless frustration, the walls began to fall. For the first time, she saw warmth in his eyes. "You're not a monster," she whispered as she drifted to sleep beside him. He looked at her face, peaceful, innocent, and something inside him changed. The next day, during a wedding dress fitting, she suddenly froze. "This dress, it reminds me of someone I loved," she said softly. He asked who, but she couldn't answer. "I lost him forever," she murmured. "Then I'll help you find him," he promised. "You can't," she said sadly. "I don't even know his name." He didn't realize then, the man she had lost was standing right before her. On their wedding day, just as the vows were about to be exchanged, a voice thundered through the hall. "Stop this wedding." It was the groom's father. "You can't marry her, that child is mine." The crowd gasped. The bride turned pale, denying it, but no one believed her. The old man accused her of seduction, of trapping them both. Heartbroken, she ran from the altar, crying that she was innocent. Later that night, she confronted the truth. Years ago, she had met a masked stranger at a charity ball. They had never shared names, only a single night of love under the stars. That man, the one she thought she lost, was the same man she was about to marry. The same man she'd fallen in love with all over again, without realizing it. When he found her crying with their child in her arms, everything became clear. "It was you," he whispered. "You were the woman in the mask." Tears ran down her cheeks. "And you were the stranger I never stopped loving." He took her hands. I spent years trying to forget that night. I failed because you were always there, in every face, in every dream. They kissed, not out of desperation, but out of recognition. Love had found them again, through chaos, lies, and fate. Can you forgive me? He asked softly. Only if you promise never to let go, she replied. As they walked out of the mansion together, the sun rose on a new day. She was no longer a helpless stranger, and he was no longer a lost soul. They were each other's home now. Forever.